Hi everyone, this is Jordan Alexo, and today we are here with Kindle publishing expert Tomass Sarts, the founder, the all-in-one toolset for self-publishers, BookBeam. This is going to be a fantastic interview full of gold nuggets of information, so stay tuned and listen carefully. How's it going, Thomas?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. So today let's discuss about Kindle publishing, and hopefully we'll share some great information over here with our audience. So the first question is, why did you start self-publishing, and how has your life changed since you started?
I started a good while back. It's actually more than 5 years at this point, if you can imagine. Something like 2013, 2014. I was looking at different, what's going on in the online space, different things, and this one was one of the ones that fit my budget. And I also, when I got started, I also realized that I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You can put your creativity into this, into creating content, into publishing books, whether it's low content or whatever you might be doing. There's so many different things you can do with, when it comes to self-publishing. And how has my life changed? Well, it's hard to say because I've been doing it for so long. It's changed a lot. I've changed, as a person. Definitely, I've learned a lot. Self-publishing is a great, I think, a great model where you can just learn the basics of business, basics of selling, basics of, online business, of course, understanding how Amazon works, and yeah.
So, do you still have a job or something like that, or you left your
Oh,
job?
no. I haven't really ever had a job. I started. It was like end of high school for me. I was looking at different things, and so I was lucky that I didn't have a job. I didn't need a job because I managed to make it work right at the end of high school. So it was just like kind of a lucky transition for me. Um,
That's great.
and yeah, I didn't use what I was able to build with self-publishing to kind of fund other projects, and yeah, I also travel a lot. I'm a digital nomad. Some people don't like that term, but yeah, I just use also self-publishing, that business model to help me to be free and travel a lot. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a great business model because it's quite, it's quite passive. Once you
Yeah.
you get the structure, then it's quite passive because you can outsource most of the things like your book content, your cover, and so on. So it can become quite passive,
Yeah.
and you can enjoy the
Yeah,
life
it's
that
actually
you
a very
have.
interesting point because a lot of people argue there is no passive income, and other people say there is only passive. It's like I would say I've actually thought about this. I think there's like a passivity, like an index, almost like something like a job is not passive at all, and something like so self-publishing is highly passive. Like it's like a
Exactly.
momentum. You build the momentum, you build, and you can just kind of let go for a while, for maybe for I don't know, half a year, and the momentum will still be carrying you for a while.
I
So
mean,
the passivity is high with this model for
I mean,
sure.
I stopped for a few months publishing books inside of Amazon because
Yeah,
of this crisis,
yeah,
and over the process of several months, I continuously made money without basically doing anything, and
yeah,
it's great.
yeah. That's beautiful. And
Yeah,
for me, the interesting thing was that this was like one of the first things I did online. I've since done other things, but I didn't appreciate all the good things about that Amazon takes care of customer service, Amazon takes care of logistics. There's all these customers on Amazon, and I just realized how awesome that is after I tried doing after I did other things, like me and my girlfriend, we started a little e-commerce store. And I just realized that like how much I've been taken for granted there on Amazon.
exactly.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
I have several websites, and I know that it has nothing to do with passive income. Only if you hire like a writer or something to
yeah.
write posts for you. But if you have your own website where you write content, it's a lot of work. It's really a lot
Yeah.
of work.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, compared to Kindle publishing, it's completely different. I mean, of
Yeah,
course, initially when you start out, there's a learning curve with Kindle
yeah,
publishing, but once you learn that and you start publishing books, you kind of get the momentum, and it can can become really passive. Of course, there's always some work involved, but
Yeah.
it's quite passive compared to other businesses online. And how much has self-publishing changed during the past 5 years? What you talk about going deep along your YouTube videos, and what does this mean? Let's talk
Well,
about
first,
like
yeah,
book quality and so on. How much has it changed over the years?
yeah. To answer the first part of the question, it has changed a lot. It has changed really a lot. In the early days, it was really like there was not that much attention on it. Now there's like quite a lot of people like interested in it, like learning about it, making content. Um, Back then, it was like the wild, wild west. It was like Amazon was already big, but like self-publishing had just like opened up, and so there was a lot of people on Amazon, but not really a lot of content, not a lot of people creating books and publishing audio books and Kindle books and so on. So it was, you know, to put it bluntly, you could just produce total crap without much research, and it would still do well. It would still do well. Like eventually you would get crappy reviews and it would die out, but like back in those days, that's what it was like. And so it's been very interesting to see this kind of evolution of you know, how the space has grown and how it has evolved. One of the big points, I guess, that has changed is just Amazon advertising has also changed the game quite a lot, I feel like. But yeah, now I would say one of the biggest points and biggest differences is that now you just have to you have to like make great stuff. You have to like good quality, you know, no typos and no shortcuts and that kind of stuff. So that's really important. So yeah, to connect that with the other part of the question, going deep. Well, yeah, I would say going deep is if in the early days you could have just gone, you could just look like had a quick look at the market. Oh, cookbooks selling well. I'll make a cookbook. Delicious recipes, and that might have even worked back then, just because it was, you know, it was so empty back then. But these days you really have to go deep with your analysis, research and analysis. Really understand like what's selling well and which keywords to really target. You kind of have to be like a laser. At least that's how I see it. You like laser focus that specific. You don't do just ketogenic diet. You do ketogenic diet for beginners, for, I don't know, dinner recipes, whatever. Just as an example. So you go really really deep. That's the idea. You just can't go surface level anymore. You have to really dig deeper than that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like back in, I started later. I didn't start in 2013, but the first course that I got about Kindle publishing still was teaching strategies that you used back then. And one of the things was to get like a book with 4,000 words. It's a really short book. And I'm not saying that in some keywords that still doesn't work, but in most cases, you just need to provide a lot more content because people are just expecting that. So a lot of things have changed when it comes to the content that you need to provide. And what about like optimizing your books and so on? Is that something that you consider more important nowadays than back then?
Well, I have a really good VA, she's a massive help, massive help. So I've kind of trained her to do different parts of the process. For example, Ingram, she handles like 100% of it, which is really beautiful. But like I'm really still there's parts that I won't give away, is like the research, like deciding the specific titles and the specific niches. That I feel more, I don't really trust anyone with that. And I'm still still involved in the creation process as well, highly involved. Yeah.
So you at the moment you outsource your book
Yeah, we
content?
do a lot of low content, what we call low
Oh, low
content.
content.
Yeah, but I'm kind of, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really like that term because it feels like some people think it's just. So, for example, what we do is like we do like how to draw books, which are really hot right now.
Yes.
How to draw different things, different characters. It actually involves a lot of work. You know, you make the illustrations plus add some nice texts. So, there's actually, they call it low content, but there's actually quite a bit of effort you have to put into it. But if you do it well, it will sit there and sell for a really long time.
Like low content, you consider how many pages, like a book?
I don't know. I mean, low content, as in, I think people see coloring books as a low content.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
not much text, right? But we try to do for like if we're doing a coloring book, we try to do 40, 50 pages, and then we skip every second page is blank, so it doesn't have the bleed through. You color it, it might bleed through on the other side. So
Yes,
we skip the pages. Just a lot of this is automated. I just don't even think about this anymore. The people that we're working with already know this. The formatter knows that we like to do it like this. We like to skip every second page. So yeah, all that is highly automated.
So this is outsourced. You get people to do
Yeah,
this.
yes. Absolutely,
Yeah, that's great. And what about audiobooks? Is that something that you consider crucial for Kindle publishing nowadays?
Audiobooks are definitely a very good kind of subsection of self-publishing, just because it's growing still very quickly. I think it's always great to be where things are growing and expanding, rather than where you're fighting for a small chunk of, 1,000 people fighting for a small chunk of the
Exactly.
pie, right? And so there it's expanding. So when you're gonna, as they say, like a rising, how's it? A rising tide raises all boats. So yeah, totally. Audiobooks is growing, and actually, what we've been doing is also testing audiobooks in other markets, so in different languages. We've been going after the German one, and it is, I wouldn't say it's like super hot, but it's one of those things that will make you your money back over time. If you do it right, because it's, with audiobooks in German, it costs quite a bit of money to produce. And so you will need more time to get, make back your money, but it's steady, and there's a lot of opportunity there, a lot of empty space, sort of. And also the foreign markets are going to be growing. I feel like in the next years for audiobooks and just in general.
But do you find like someone to narrate your books in German? In
Yeah. We outsource all that.
Where do you find?
We find them on Upwork, actually.
Upwork.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Upwork.
Yeah.
And due to the economic crisis, I know that some people are concerned about getting into self-publishing at the moment. What impact have you noticed in the book business? For instance, when it comes to book sales, what are the niches that at the moment are hot? And what is the future that you see when it comes to self-publishing?
Okay, so about the book sales, they've gone up, actually. Everybody's sitting at home buying books. So that was a good thing to see. Definitely a good thing to see that sales have actually gone up. It might, that might not be, that might change as I don't know, whatever happens to the economy later on, but I've seen book sales going up, like for sure, without a doubt. The next, what else was there in this question?
About niches, like some niches that have grown in the past few months.
All right, I'm seeing a lot of growth in the kids' books space.
Yes.
So there's a lot of like workbooks for kids, all sorts of, again, coloring books. Like right now, there's a lot of, obviously we're in end of August, so that means a lot of parents will be doing, like, I think, homeschooling their kids because of Corona and whatnot. So there's a lot of demand for all sorts of workbooks, activity books for kids, handwriting practice, and similar cursive handwriting and on, like all sorts of, again, low content, I guess you could say. And also, by the way, Q4 is coming up. So that means, all the crazy Christmas sales, Black Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta say, kids' books sell like insane at that time. So, for those listening, I would encourage you to, there's still some time, so I encourage you to take a look at that.
Do you do like seasonal books? Like you have a few books just prepared for that specific season?
Yeah, I like playing around with different things, but generally I don't do that much seasonal. We don't do that much seasonal books. I did some last year for Christmas. There was like a joke type of joke niche, joke keyword. A type of joke books. Um, and so we did that. It did well for Christmas. But generally we kind of aim for evergreen. I like evergreen, that
Yeah,
it's,
that's better
it
too.
will sit there. But there's how you can use seasonal books is you can just like you can do like Christmas, Easter, and then you have like maybe 3 evergreen, and the Christmas and Easter all under the same pen name. They help to help to get sales for the evergreen during Christmas and Easter, and they kind of feed each other. They help each other to sell more.
But I'm wondering if you publish like now if you went to publish now a Christmas book,
Yeah.
and you would start getting eventually we would start getting some sales for that Christmas book. Uh, does it like once the other Christmas comes? I'm not talking about this one, but the other Christmas comes. Does that book start selling again?
Yeah, it actually does. I mean, it depends. Everything is situational. Depends on the niche. Depends on the keyword, right? But yeah, usually, yeah. And you have a big advantage that you have is you have already the reviews already, like a good set of reviews, like 50 reviews already, and so the listing is strong, and so the traffic comes in again. The traffic, the trend comes hot again, and I see the tendency that yeah, there is sales.
Yeah, that's
The next
good.
season, when the next season comes in.
That's a great idea. I must try that.
Yeah.
And what do you see when it comes to the future of self-publishing? Is it something that newbies should get in and try it out?
Definitely a great way to get started. Like, absolutely. It's probably one of the best ways that I can think of. I mean, to each their own, of course, but like, I think it's awesome. I really love it. I love the creative aspect of it. It's super creative. How you work with different people, how you approach it. You can do it, in so many different ways, as long as you understand the basics of how Amazon works and, all that good stuff. Where is it going in the future? What I'm seeing, one critical point is I'm seeing where we're focusing a lot is the foreign markets are growing. Everybody has been focusing on US and maybe UK a bit, but now we're in a space where also Amazon, especially during Corona, I feel like it also helped them to develop. Amazon is becoming big in Germany. Amazon is becoming big in France, in Spain, Italy, and all of these places. And that's like, not a lot of people are actually paying attention. And so the beautiful thing with something like coloring books is it takes, the effort that it takes to translate it is you just translate the title pretty much. And, obviously if there's some text, if it's a how to draw book, a drawing book with some drawing instructions, obviously you translate all of that, make sure it's high quality. But, it doesn't really take that much effort to translate each of these books, and then you just what before was just one book, you just turn it into 5 different income sources. Like boom, you have the English one that goes to UK and Canada, then you turn it into the French version, the German version, and now the beautiful thing with the advertising that has opened up for Germany and for France, you get to send traffic to these books. So that's a big part. So I would say, I feel like that's a great opportunity that anyone tuning in can kind of take advantage of. And overall, I feel like where self-publishing is going, I'm seeing everything's becoming more advanced and more complex. We were talking before the interview started. Canada, the Canadian advertising has opened up now, and Australian as well. Although I think Australia is just for ebooks, as far as I checked. And so now there's so many different things that you can do. Understanding advertising, managing your advertising also for each of these marketplaces. It's really getting really complex.
Yes.
So and that's actually that's a good thing. Those of you who are willing to put in the effort to learn advertising, to go hard to find all the keywords, will be the ones who win and benefit from all the growth.
Now I'm thinking about like if you get into the German market and you want to publish a campaign for the German market, I'm wondering how do you like find keywords? I mean, in German, I think people search in German. So
Yeah,
don't you
yeah.
struggle with that?
Well, there's a couple of tools that I use. There's like a simple one. There's Google Translate that helps me to set up the advertising campaign. It's a little widget. I did a video on this on our channel. It's just like the Google Translator and the Chrome extension, so that helps. But like other than that, yeah, I use a lot of Google Translate, and then I also supplement it with like just the auto suggestions of the German marketplace. So you just look at, for example, you do coloring book, for example, which is in German Malbuch, and then you see all the suggestions that it gives for that German version of the coloring book.
So you go to the Amazon German
yeah.
store,
Yeah.
and you use the small search box on top to get
Yeah.
suggestions in German, and then you use those for your campaigns.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is to with BookBeam, which is you mentioned in the start. The idea is we will be creating tools for all marketplaces, like having support for all of our tools for all of the marketplaces, including German. So this is a problem we aim to solve down the line. But generally, yeah, that's the simple way is to just use the auto suggestions.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
great stuff.
And also, if you have friends like you're from Portugal, you probably know at least one German person. That's always a bonus.
Over here we have more Brazilian people, and they speak
right, but more Portuguese, maybe Spanish. Maybe you can
Spanish. Yeah, some Spanish and English people. A lot of them now.
Right. So, and if it's always good if you, for example, for Spanish, if you're translating something to Spanish or German or whatever, if you have that one friend, you can always ask, hey, does this translation make sense? Is this good? Is this high quality? Because I've actually been kind of ripped off, because when you do translations, you really have to do some vetting of the translators, because there's a lot of people who will just like say, I'll do your translation for you, give me the money. And they just throw it in Google Translate and give it back to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, what is this crap,
And so, this may happen even with the translation of your book to another language. I mean, you may get some scammer out there that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's worth investing, at least, before you develop the relationship with the freelancer. At first, you really investigate it. Are they doing good stuff? Are they creating good stuff?
Yeah, and you need to be careful about that, because I mean, if Amazon catches you with what they consider poor quality content, they may actually penalize your account.
For sure. So it's worth making the extra effort to make sure that it's good.
Could you like provide a few tips for new publishers to succeed in 2020, like 2-3 tips or something like that?
So I would say, again, like what I say, go deep. Just do your research well. Don't do your research like willy-nilly, like whatever. Just opens up some top 100 bestsellers in all of US and just pick something. Really go deep and spend time, because if you kind of make like a bad decision, it will be just an uphill battle. It will be everything will be really hard if you pick that niche or that keyword that is not good. Then besides that, I would say master Amazon advertising, learn it well, spend the time to learn Amazon advertising and understand how it works, how to optimize, how to do both keyword targeting, how to target products and categories, all that stuff. Amazon is just putting a lot of weight on that, it looks like, but it makes sense why they're doing it, because they're making so much money from advertising. What else? Obviously, make high quality products. It should kind of go without saying, but there's people who just try to take a lot of shortcuts, and you can't win with low quality. Sooner or later you're just gonna get those bad reviews. Bad reviews leads to bad sales, and it's just that's how the cycle goes. And what else? And yeah, what we talked about, the foreign markets, I would advise people to kind of find where the growth is. That might be the foreign markets, and that might also be, what we talk with audiobooks, be where the growth is. That's just generally a good pointer, good piece of advice, I would say.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Talking about BookBeam, which is your software, how does your software help self-publishers increase their book sales and keep them selling well on Amazon?
Well, BookBeam is a set of, right now, of 5 different tools. The Chrome extension, the book tracker, the keyword research tool, the category explorer, and the description formatter. Well, it helps from different angles. It helps starting from the research process. The Chrome extension and the keyword research tool helps with the research to really understand the market. It's how the Chrome extension works. It's similar to other Chrome extensions, whether that's Katie Spy or Helium. How it works is just it sits there on your browser, you open it up, and it just summarizes all of the information on the page that's there and tells you everything that you need to know about the sales and the rankings, obviously. And it's very, very fast. And it also integrates nicely with another tool, which is the book tracker. But yeah, so the Chrome extension and the keyword research tool helps with the research side to understand like which are the best keywords. And it also speeds it up. You don't have to go to every book page, look at BSR, go back, click on book, look at BSR, go back. So that's one thing. Then the book tracker, which I mentioned already, it helps to, once you already have a couple books up available on the market, it helps you with summarizing the sales over time. So it shows you how it has been selling, how it has been trending over time in nice graphs, easy to understand. Shows you the sales numbers of not just your books, by the way, any book on Amazon. Any book you can take and you'll see the estimates of the sales. Then beyond that, the book tracker also has the ability to analyze to tell you how you are ranking for different keywords. So for example, you have that, we mentioned that either coloring book or ketogenic diet cookbook, for example, you just enter the keywords keto diet, keto, ketogenic, and it will show you how it's ranking for those keywords over time. And that also can help you with, when you're doing ads, you're seeing, are your ads helping you to rank higher? Are your other strategies helping you to rank higher? And then the book tracker also keeps track of reviews. It will tell you when you get new reviews, and you'll be able to see how they're, how they're doing over time. And then we have a category explorer, which helps you to optimize categories, find like really good categories, whether you're looking for a low competition or whatever. And then we have a nice description formatter that actually simulates Amazon's listing. That's but we wanted to go an extra step, so we built it in the way that you format it and you see exactly how it's going to look like on Amazon. So yeah.
I'm curious about that part where you spoke about advertisement. How does your software help one publisher see that it's their advertisement is actually helping their book sell better? How does that?
Yeah, one of the ways how it will help is with the keyword tracking. So how it works is you add a book to the book tracker, and then you can add a couple of keywords that you are, for example, targeting as well on your Amazon advertising, in Amazon advertising with a campaign. And you start sending, your book is freshly published, and you start sending traffic to it on Amazon ads. Maybe you're doing other social media marketing and advertising it to your list, to your newsletter list, or whatever else. And when you're going to start doing this marketing, you're going to see how it's affecting the keyword rankings on Amazon. And so that again goes to the point I touched on before. Everything's becoming so complex, and a tool like BookBeam will really help you to make your life a bit easier, seeing everything all in one place.
Yeah, exactly.
And imagine you have 10, 20 books plus on the market. How do you keep track of all of them? How do you know all the reviews that you got? How do you see all the rankings? The answer is usually you don't. You just look at sales. And so
Especially
BookBeam,
nowadays, I mean, it's becoming more complex, as you already said, with the different advertisement platforms that are appearing for other countries. So your tool
yeah,
actually
yeah,
helps
it's
with
like,
that.
yeah, I was just setting up, ads for the Canadian marketplace, and I'm just realizing, like, wow, it already got complex when they opened UK, Germany, France, and all those. So it went from just one advertising platform to like plus another five. Now they're opened up Canada and Australia. So there's so many things you gotta take care of. That I think is just BookBeam is just a tool like BookBeam is just necessary. At least that's what I saw. And the differentiating factor with BookBeam is that we aim to, one of the things is that we aim to get everything all in one. That you don't have to get a Chrome extension here, maybe a book tracker there, maybe a bit something here, something there. We all aim to kind of take it all into one place.
Yeah, exactly.
And we also aim to make them higher quality, so that you see all the estimates. We aim to gradually more and more throughout time. We want to make them super accurate, and also all the users that we're going to be getting. We're also going to be building new tools, to keep adding value and keep making it more and more valuable. So that's the kind of the vision for
Yeah, that's
BookBeam.
great. That sounds great, because at the moment I for my self-publishing business, I use like 3 tools.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your tool has everything just compact together. So that sounds great.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm going to leave a link on description from this video so people can go to your website and get more information about BookBeam if they are curious about using it and so on. Do you have any last thoughts that you would like to share with people?
No, I think we covered a lot of good grounds. I managed to share a lot of I think good insights. Yeah, what I would say, just to add on what you said, I would invite people to come check out the BookBeam website, and also come to check out the channel if you haven't already. I'm pretty open. I share pretty openly, just like yourself, Jordan. All of my knowledge and my insights. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and for your time. And I will leave a link on the description from this video to your website, also to your YouTube channel, and also to mine. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also to Tomass YouTube channel. And also make sure to leave a like on this video, because it's always helpful, of course. And that is all for this video. I hope people enjoy. And if that's all, bye. Have a great day.